Hola, yo soy Señora Loera, tu maestra de español. Today, we will be talking about the simple present, and the present progressive. So the difference between what we're doing right now and what we normally or typically do. We already know how to say the simple present tense, but I'll explain it a little bit more in the paper, and then we'll go from there. Vamos a empezar. Vamos al papel. Okay, so I wrote on the paper, present, simple present, and present progressive. The simple present is what we typically do. Típicamente. Típicamente. And the way we already know how to conjugate our verbs. We have AR, ER, and IR verbs, correct? We already know that for yo, they all end with an O. So I'm going to make the chart, and I'm going to write a verb, the same verb, in all the forms of the pronoun. So, típicamente yo hablo. Típicamente tú hablas. Típicamente ella habla. Típicamente nosotros hablamos. Típicamente ellos hablan. So we already know how to conjugate verbs. This specific one is the verb hablar, that means to talk. And we'll go from there. So once we already know simple present, we'll go to present progressive. In English, it's like saying we're doing something. This is the ing. For example, I am talking. I am running. So first I'll explain, then we will practice with some of the verbs, and then we can write differences on when to use which ones. I just want you to understand first how to do the grammar, and then we'll practice. So we already have that. Typically we do this, but now what we're doing now. This is what we do now. Okay, so there's a couple of steps we have to do. First step, we already know the pronouns. We have the same chart. Yo, tú, él, singular, plural. Nosotros, ellos. Okay, so we already have the same chart to have the pronouns, which I already wrote. Yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, and ellos. And the first step is that we're going to use the verb estar and then do something else to the verb. I'll explain it with the verb hablar. So I'm going to put hablar right here. But step number 1 is putting the verb estar in all the forms. Yo estoy. Tú estás. Él or ella está. Nosotros estamos. Ellos están. Okay, so step number 1. Yo, the verb estar, yo estoy. Now, what do we do to the verb hablar? We have at the same time verbs that end with AR, ER, and IR. If the verb ends with AR, we're going to change the AR to ando. I'll explain the whole sentence together. Yo estoy, step number 1, hablando. I am talking. Do you see how we make it a longer sentence? We just have to remember the verb estar in all its form. And then if the verb ends with AR, we change it to ando. The other part is when the verb ends with ER or IR. For example, escribir or comer. I'll do it in the yo form as well. Yo estoy escribiendo. Yo estoy comiendo. So this part of the ando, yendo, makes it the ing form that we already know in English. So Simple present, yo hablo. Progressive present, yo estoy hablando. So let's do some of the verbs in the yo form. I'll put yo estoy and I'll put the verb. Try to see if you can think. Is this an AR verb, IR verb, and then change it to it. So I'll write it on this side. Yo estoy. Trabajar. Trabajar ends with AR. We change AR to ando. Yo estoy trabajando. I am eating. Yo estoy, I am, and then the verb eat is comer. How do we change comer to when we're doing the action? Yo estoy comiendo. So 2 easy steps. The verb estar in the form that we're using the pronoun, and the verb thinking. Does it end with an AR, ER, or IR? And then moving from there. So I'll put a comparison from both of them. I'll use the verb yo. This is the most common one. That's why I'll use that one. Yo, I speak Spanish every day. I speak Spanish. I'm not doing it. I do it every day. So yo hablo español todos los días. I speak Spanish every day. Let me put the camera so you can see it. Now, I am talking with my friend right now. So when I'm doing the action right now, it's present progressive. I am talking. I am speaking. Yo, first step, estoy hablando con mi amiga. So I speak Spanish every day. I am talking to my friend right now. So that's the difference. I have several examples that we can use to see when, if we're doing it right now or if we typically do it. So let me get another paper so we can start. Okay, so the verb comer. Let's start with that. Let's put comer. And let's put here presente simple y presente progresivo. Okay, the verb comer means to eat, right? Let's do it in the tú form. Tú means you. Okay, so let's start. Presente simple. Yo como verduras en la cena. I eat vegetables at dinner. So I eat them, it's present, it's simple. Now progressive. I am eating a salad. Yo estoy comiendo, 2 steps, estoy and then comiendo una ensalada. I forgot I was going to do it in tú form. Let's do the next one on the tú form. Vivir. This means to live. Like, where do you live? I live in Mexico. I live in the U.S. So, I live in the U.S. You live in the U.S. Tú vives en Estados Unidos. Tú vives en Estados Unidos. You live in the U.S. Now, in the tú form, we don't say estoy. We say tú estás. Tú estás. Okay, the verb vivir. It ends with IR. We will change it. Tú estás viviendo. Where are you living right now? In your grandma's house. Tú estás viviendo en casa de tu abuela. And your grandma's house. So I'll underline vives and estás viviendo. I live in the U.S., but right now I am living in someone else's house. Let's do an example with ella. Estudiar. To study. Okay. So ella, it's a girl. She studies math on Monday. Ella estudia matemáticas. I did a double M. Matemáticas. Los lunes. She studies math on Monday. Okay. She normally does it. She studies math on Monday, but right now she is studying for a test. Specifically studying for a test. So still ella. First step, está. And estudiar, we change the ending. Estudiando para su examen de matemáticas. Ella está, first step, estudiando. She's studying for her math test. Let's do another one in the plural. Nosotros, that is we. You are included when we're talking about nosotros. Let's talk about the verb limpiar. Limpiar means to clean. Nosotros limpiamos la casa los fines de semana. We clean the house on the weekends. We clean in the present, simple present tense. Now we will go to the present progressive. Nosotros, still the same pronoun. First step, estamos limpiando la casa ahora. We're doing it now. Nosotros estamos, first step, limpiando. The verb is limpiar. It ends with AR. We change it to limpiando. Let's do one last example. Now in the ellos form, it's still plural, but we're not included. We're talking about them. So let's say they dance. Bailar. So, ellos bailan merengue en las fiestas. They dance merengue at the parties. Ellos bailan merengue en las fiestas. But right now, they are dancing bachata. Ellos están, plural, bailando bachata en, I don't know, Puerto Rico. So again, están is the first step, bailando, second step. Try this with different verbs. I will put the camera so you can see some of the different verbs you can try. And as long as you know the chart, which I can put again, it's the chart of estoy, estás, está, estamos, están. It's very easy to remember the ando, yendo of the verb. So I'll put it here, and I can put it in the comments as well. So this is the chart that you will use, and then what are you changing it to? Hablar ends with ando, escribir, yendo, comer, comiendo. I hope this was an easy lesson. We will start growing in our Spanish every day more and more. I hope to see you back next week with another video. Adiós. Yo soy Señora Loera. tu maestra de español.